Okay, Assalamualaikum and very good evening to all my students here. Okay, today I would like to share with you a lecture or a tutorial how to install Creo Student Edition. Okay, and then I will give you the first lecture for the first class or the first lab session for Creo, which is how to create or how to introduce to the Creo. Okay, all right. So the first thing first, okay, you can go to my model, and then you can see here. You need to scroll down a bit because I arrange my model content according to the methods that will be delivered to the class, which is on the first part or the top part will be the manual drawing. You can see here the general graphic sketching, and I also already upload the link for the second lecture week, lecture week for second week, and the topic is engineering graphic and sketching, where there will be already the assignment number 1. Okay, and then you can see here the submission for assignment 1 according to the section, so please send according to your own section. And then you scroll down a bit, okay, where you can find there will be the introduction to Creo, okay, and how to install the Creo 5.0. Okay, let's say you open this file. Okay, you can see this is the guide for PTC Creo 5.0 School Edition. At the moment, there already the latest version is 7.0. So if you would like to install the 7.0, then you need to find the quick installation for 7.0, where you can just Google it. Okay, so here is the 5.0, and if you use the 5.0, then you just follow the steps here. And the things that you need to be careful is where the part when you need to put the license number, where in this installation guide, there is already give the product code for the 5.0 version 5.0. So if you like to install the latest version 7.0, then you need to find the installation guide for the student edition 7.0 here. And if you still don't understand how to follow the step, then you just go to YouTube and type how to install Creo 5.0 version. Then you can refer to the video Creo tutorial how to download and install school Creo license. Okay, suppose this one is the 5.0. Okay, all right. So the second, you can see here there is creating layout in Creo. Sorry, suppose the first content will be here, introduction to practical and 3D modeling basic in Creo Parametric, and I already give you the assignment number 2, 3D modeling in Creo. So for this one, I will consider to extend a bit the submission date, since there are public holiday for this week for those who are having section uh, on Wednesday. So I will give you some extension time, okay, to all students. Okay, all right. So here is PTC Creo 1.0. It doesn't matter, the content still can be used. Okay, but at the moment the file cannot be uploaded fully, so maybe you need to download it. Okay, so I just open my copy. it's time to open the file. Okay, here is the introduction to Creo. You can see here, whenever you want to do the Creo, okay, you can find the guides here. Okay, but I will have my own, I would like to share with you how to do the Creo. Okay, all right, so okay, let's move along. Okay, there's a several technique that you can see here, like extrusion, sketching, revolve, rounds, chamfer, okay, sweep, warp. Okay, actually we don't cover the sweep and warp. This one is a bit advanced, but you can discover by your own because there are lots of tips or tutorial in YouTube regarding to Creo modeling. Okay, you can find there. Right, so I just straight away to the example. Okay, then once you finish install your Creo software, the student nation, then you can open your Creo Parametric, because there are lots of Creo file, Creo direct, Creo layout, Creo model, Creo simulate, but the one that will do works will be in using Creo Parametric. Okay. So here I'm using the Creo 6.0. Okay, doesn't matter. Still, I don't see any much difference between Creo 5 and Creo 7. Okay. Okay, now start working. Okay, here is the Windows for Creo. Okay, all right. There is some tips I would like to share with you. Okay, before you start any works. Okay, I would like to teach you how to works in very organized manner. Okay, especially when you want to perform your works for Creo modeling, because by doing Creo works, it's not same like the one that you use Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, or Microsoft PowerPoint, where you can simply save and overwrite it, okay, without any worries. The Creo file is a bit challenging in terms of like there is a certain what we call do's and don'ts, okay, for the files, okay. So same goes to the works as well, okay, because Creo is something new to your PC, so you need to select working directory where the works that you do for Creo or certain projects, then it will dump into certain place. Okay, for example, I go to desktop and then I create new folder. For example, today is 20 September, so I just name it 20/09/2020. Okay, then from now on, for today's tutorial or today's practice, the things will be done until this file 20/09/2020. Okay, so or I just rename it easy phone 2020, sorry, 20/09/20 Creo tutorial, because I may use this folder again for next recorded lecture. Okay, so everything will be done here. You can see this is my own laptop, so this is the directory for my works. Okay, so from now on, all the works, as long I don't close my windows of my Creo windows, So all my works will fall down at in the particular folder. Okay. Okay, let's start with our works. Then I go to the new file here, and you can see here there are several types of files: sketch, part, assembly, manufacturing, drawing, format, and notebook. Okay, but for us, the thing that we will cover throughout this semester will be part, assembly, drawing, and format. Okay, and the subtype is the solid because we do the solid things. Okay, and the file name here. Okay, I would like to share a tips with you. Okay, when you want to give a name to your file, maybe it's just like screw. Okay, screw. Okay, or piece. Okay, or like handle. Okay, it's okay, still good. Okay, but again, when later on when you learn how to make an assembly drawing and also exploded drawing, it's easy when you start from the beginning of your works. You start do indexing or give numbers to your part. Okay, especially when you do the group projects, you will do, let's say, minimum of 15 components, so you need to arrange them according to the part numbers. So for example, I start for today, even though we do only one component or one parts, okay, but I like to rename my components, like giving numbers like 0, 0, 1. Okay, for example, let's say today is practice 1. Okay, and then I click OK. Here you can see here illegal character in 001 practice 1. Why? Because in giving name for Creo file, you cannot have space, so you need to put some like this underscore. Okay, maybe like this will do. Right, and then let's say if you go OK. All right, let me tell you. Okay, for Creo, it's a software from America. So if you just proceed, click OK, then you will use here. You can see here the box is being checked where use default template. What does mean? Okay, if default template, okay, the units here will be in terms of American unit like pound, inches, and some more. Okay, regarding to the American unit or British unit. But the thing is, the one that we give you in terms of assignment, test, or project, everything we will use in SI unit. Okay, the one that we generally practice in Malaysia. So we just uncheck this box and click OK. Then you change the unit into here, this one, millimeter Newton solid part. Okay, sorry, millimeter Newton second part solid. Okay, then click OK. And you can see here the ribbon here or the windows here will change. Okay. Alright, so here we go. It becomes the 3D model change, and you can see here there is like a 3 plane here, okay, whereas this one is the right plane, this is the front plane, and this is the top plane. Okay, so when you want to start your works, you need to plan how your 3D model will looks like and orientate in this plane. Actually, it doesn't matter because you can still rotate it because this is a 3D plane. Okay, inside your software, when you want to do assembly, you can just rotate it and fix it according to your own setting. Okay, but just to share a tip with you, if you want to save time, okay, let's say everything you start with a sketch, you already have a sketch. For example, your project, you know how the project will looks like, how the thing will be arranged, I mean according to the component and parts, how they will be insert to each other. So you can straight away orientate the particular components according to the orientation following to the sketch that you draw. Okay. Alright, so then I will go to the first thing that we can do is for today tutorial. The objective is to teach you the several menu here when you want to do the 3D model. Okay, and then please attend the assignment number 2 because they will teach you a lot, they will tell you a lot, okay, regarding to make use of the Creo. Okay, the first thing first, I would like to instill in your mind that actually the 3D model software is very easy. Okay, it's not very hard as you think or what as your first impression here. But of course, if you want to make this thing easy, you need to do a lot of practice, and of course you need to attempt assignment 2. Please do it individually, even though you may try asking your friend. Okay, right, but again, please attempt it by your own. Okay, and I would like to show here. It's like playing video game. Okay, for example, here you use your mouse, and when you scroll it, okay, it's just zoom in and zoom out. Okay, for example, this is I teach you how to navigate in this 3D world. Okay, I mean this 3D model using Creo. Okay, you just, if you see here, then you just scroll your mouse, then it's zoom in and zoom out. Okay, but if you press the keyboard button, the shift button, and then you together with the scroll button, you need to hold, okay, clicking and hold it, then this thing is being shifted. You can see here, this thing is being shifted, and if you press the control keyboard button and you also holding the center button of your mouse, then this thing will be zoom in, zoom out smoothly. Okay. Right, let's see, you rotate like this, and then you want to back to the standard rotation. The shortcut is Control plus D button. Okay, or Control D, Control CTRL plus D keyboard button. Then you will back to this normal rotation. Okay, since we don't have anything to be shown here, you might don't get what I mean here. Okay, let's do some shape here. Okay, the simple tools that we like to do is using extrude. Okay, and this thing at the left side of the windows, you can see here, this is model 3, and at the moment we don't have anything yet under the model 3, but just want to share with you, as we do this assignment or this practice, when this get more complex, the shape getting more complex, the model 3 will have many branches. Okay, right, so let me start with this simple shape first, which is the first branch. Okay, when you click extrude here, you can see here the model 3 here is having the extrude 1, which is what we call the first feature. And then here you can see here this tab, placement, option and properties. I will click the placement here, where you need to choose between these 3 plane, whether this front plane, top plane, and also the right plane. So let's say I'm start with the front plane. Okay, and you can see here the ribbon change into sketching ribbon, where you have line, rectangle, circle, ellipse, and so on. Okay, so this is like the drawing tools, okay, in this sketching mode. Okay, and the things is, you can see it, we still see these 3 plane, but previously I choose the front plane as my sketching plane. So I go here, you can see here sketch view, so I just click here sketch view. So this is only focusing the front plane. Okay, I don't see any plane just now, but actually if I rotate it, the other plane is still there, but here we just focusing on the sketch plane, which is previously I choose the front plane, because in 3D model you need to establish the area first. Okay, let me show you. Okay, for example, I make one simple rectangle like this. Okay, you can see here, once I establish an area, this thing will become a purple color. Okay, where is this thing is already complete in terms of area. Okay, let me show you another example. Okay, let's say I make another shape, for example like this. And this thing still become a purple or pink color, because this is a closed shape or polygon, even though it's not uneven shape. Okay, compared to the rectangle just now, it's more even shape. Okay, right, let me show you another example. Okay. Okay, what else if I just make this thing like this? Okay, and when I release my mouse, okay, you can see here when I want to proceed with OK, section is incomplete for reason listed in message area. Exit sketcher, no. Okay, because this thing is not even a polygon. Okay, it's just a line. You don't close the shape yet. So for 3D model, if you don't establish any complete area, then it cannot proceed with the third dimension where you need to give some thickness. Okay, so make sure that you complete the shape. Okay, if you want to delete everything, just drag everything here, then go to your keyboard button and press delete. Okay, all right, so let's do something very simple first. Okay, I go to rectangle. Okay, the thing is you can choose the method of making rectangle, either corner rectangle, center rectangle, parallelogram. You can try by own. Okay, I just use the corner rectangle. Okay, the first thing here, when you want to do the first shape here, the thing is first click is using the left click mouse button, and then you just drag it. Okay, and then you do the second clicking, also the left click mouse button, then you release the mouse. Okay, you can see the cursor here, instead of white become black, and then you need to use the scroll button or middle button there, and then you just click the middle button to make it become purple. Okay, right, let's say I give some dimension here. Okay, here I would like to make this in symmetrical, so I just make some reference here, then I make some rectangle. Okay, let's say I give here is 700 times 300. Okay, looks okay, but I have something to share with you. I like to make everything is symmetrical. For example, this one is a 700 times 300 rectangle, but here it have 143.7 and here is 237.82 millimeters. So I want to make each side, top and bottom, left and right, in even equal area. So this thing, instead of 143, I use to make it half. How to make it half? Of course, 300 divided by 2 is become 150, and you just key in 150 the value. But let's say you have a very odd large number, or very numbers that not easy to calculate in your head. Okay, then you just divide it by using formula. For example, 300 divided by 2, then you can have 150. Same goes to here, 700 divided by 2. And you can see here the space here, the total length is 300, the total width is 700, whereas from the top line here to the center of this line here, center line is 150, and the left side line here to the center line here is 350. Actually, you can just drag the dimension if when the dimension is overlapping. And if you want to change the value, just double click the number and you just enter the value, and then you click OK, and you can see here things becoming orange color, and somehow it gives you 500 here. What does it mean 500? Okay, let's say you rotate a bit. If you want to rotate, just holding the middle button of your mouse, and then you rotate a bit. Okay, actually the 500 is the thickness of the rectangle just now. Actually, at this moment, you give a definition for the third axis or third dimension. Okay, again, I would like to make this symmetrical. You can see here, this shape is extruding from the front plane here, going out 500 to the front of, I can say 500 to Z positive. Okay, let's say I want to have an even extrusion, which is half goes to the front and half go to the back. Then you can change the mode here in terms of depth here. You can see here at the moment is extrude from sketch plane by a specified depth value. Then I can choose the second option, which is extrude on both sides on sketch plane by half. Okay, then you can see here the change here like this. Okay, and going half the other way. Okay, let's say I want to show you something. You want to change the direction. This one is a Z positive, then you can just change the direction here. It's going to Z negative, which is negative 500 to the back. Okay, or you can just play around with the arrow here. Okay. So I change back. I want to make it half to the other ways, and then click OK. And you can see here, this is the first shape. And if you want to see at the standard orientation, then Control D, and it backs to the Control D. Okay. Next, I would like to do some more things here. Okay. Maybe I would like to make some hole. Okay. You can see here. Through it. Maybe I want to make just one hole here. Just now I choose the front surface of the rectangle, not the front plane, the front surface. So then I go to the sketch plane, then it's still see on the front plane. Alright, I would like to share you some tips. Okay, at the moment you can see here this thing is in solid state, where the thing is in gray color. But from this is just my own preferences. Okay, I don't like to see this thing in gray color when I do sketching mode, so I change it to no hidden, where I just see here the outline of the rectangle just now. Okay, because when you see that thing in gray color, sometimes you cannot see certain edge or certain line where it's very important. Okay, then I just change back to the sketch view, so that I just focus on the front surface of the rectangle just now. And here I start to make some reference. Okay, what is, okay, you see first I just click reference here, and then I choose this line, this line, this line, and this line. Okay, maybe some center line for both sides, the vertical center line and the horizontal center line. Okay, the reason is why we have references. Okay, you can see here, let's say I put some circle and I pointing here, and I have some reference. I mean the measurement from the left side and from the middle side here. Let's say I want to change the value. Let's say I want to make exactly on the horizontal line like this, and this one is 150. Okay, and maybe this thing I change it to 60. Right, then I can have my first hole here. Okay. Let's say I want to do this second hole. Okay, maybe at the exactly at the center of the rectangle, and then you can see here I start to make the second hole, but actually you can enlarge the or make it smaller of the hole. But let's say if you just play around, and then when you try enlarging it, and then suddenly it stop here. Okay, you can see here that the equal sign there, then you can, it means that the second hole having the same diameter with the first hole. Okay, exactly here, no need to mention the another. Okay, right, and then let's say I want to make another circle here, then I can use here, and then I change here, same goes 150. Right. Okay, let's say you want to do some reference. Okay, you can go to dimension here, then click this line and this line just to see the distance here. And at the moment this here actually this thing is 150, same distance like the first hole. But let's say you want to change the value, maybe the third hole you want to make a bit different in terms of position, then you can just click this one. Dimension is more than reference, then you can just change, modify it's not allowed, then maybe this thing can be changed, and you can actually change the position for the third. Maybe this one you can delete. Okay. Since we are still reference to the for the third hole, the reference is still more according to the first hole, and you need to delete it, the third hole. Okay, somehow I start here. That's okay. Then we just proceed with this one and click OK, and I change back to the shading state. Okay, you can see here if you define this thing as extrude out, and then the thing will become a cylinder. Okay, this one is just a random number 260. But let's say you change the direction here, going to the back, and here you can see here, remove material, which is this thing being digged out, okay, with distance or the depth of 260. Okay, and let's say you put more value here. Just now our cube is 500 depth, and let's say you put the value 500, then you can see here this thing is through hole because it's exactly 500 to the back. Okay, or you can change this thing from the right view. Okay, you can see here this thing is 500 along the way. Okay, let's say I put some value here, 490 or 499. Okay, this thing is not having through because it have 1 more millimeter left to be cut off. So let's say you put 500, and there is minimum value to have a through hole for this cube. Okay, and then Control D, CTRL-D, then you can return back to the standard orientation here. Alright, next I would like to teach you another thing. Okay, maybe another menu here. I want to make some more shapes. So for example, extrude here. I go at the top surface. Then I go to sketch mode here. And like my routine, I don't like to see this thing in shading, so I change back to no hidden. I put reference here. Right, now I make maybe some for example, I put palette here. Let's say I want to choose side rectangle. Okay, and right here I put here, close. Okay, maybe I position a bit. Okay, in terms of radius, I change it maybe around 40. Okay. Right, and then I change the distance here a bit. Maybe this one is 100, this one maybe 100 as well, or maybe I put 50 here. Okay, maybe this one I also put 50 here. Okay, I click OK, change back to shading. You can see here this thing is extrude out from my cube just now. Maybe here I put around 10 mm. Okay, you can see here there is one cube rectangle coming out on the top surface from my cube. Okay, right. Okay, now you can see here this thing is becoming extrude. This is the third extrude. Then maybe I would like to do some tricks with you. Okay, I just click the third extrude or features number 3, extrude 3 here. Okay, you can see here this pattern is become enabled. Okay, let's say I just unclick this thing and the pattern and the other menu is not available. Okay, when I just click the extrude number 3, and you can see the pattern and mirror is available. Okay, let's say I would like to show you a little bit very fun here. I choose pattern here. Okay, let's say here in terms of dimension, I change to direction. Okay, I'm refer to this surface as my direction, which is the pattern will go from the back to the front. And then you can see here this thing is the rectangle is not shown as rectangle, just shown by dot here. Okay, let's say I want to have some repetitive shape of the rectangle along the line here. You can see here from the back plane to the front plane. Okay, maybe here I give numbers of member, maybe I give 5. Okay, you can see here there is 5 repeating shape here, and the spacing here or the distance of each row here, maybe I put some value 70. Okay, or maybe 80 to make things look cooler, or 100 like this. And now let's say I want to have the second direction. Okay, this one you can see here, the previous shape or the rectangles, the triangle shape will repeat 5 times from back to front. Okay, in terms of row, then maybe I give in terms of column, then I give you second direction. I choose this surface as my second direction, and here the number of member, let's say I want to make it 2. Okay, and the distance is become maybe 80. Then I click OK. Then you can see there is a series of repeating shape, okay, of rectangle. Okay, this is also what we call a smart move if you want to save time for a repeating shape. If you have a identical shape that you want to create, okay, instead of you make many extrude like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 extrude, and your model tree become longer, and of course it also will drain your computer memory, because you have, when you have more extrude, then your component or parts is considered becoming complex parts, and it will require more 3D graphics to run your system. So actually when you have this more special, you can save the model tree, okay? You can reduce the model tree. Then it's also a very quick move to do the shapes, okay, especially when you want to perform your test. Okay, you need to be smart, you need to be planned from the beginning of your test what you should do and what the techniques you will use. Okay, next, the another useful things here, okay, I would like to put is the mirror here. Okay, you can see here when I click mirror, and let's say I'm using this right plane as my mirror plane, and you can see here this thing will be mirror from the left part to the right part. So this is the reason why I stress out in the beginning of my lecture just now, why I would like to have this thing symmetrical, and it's easy when you perform do like this. Okay, then you can have this, okay, identical parts. Okay, all right, next I would like to show you another interesting tool. Maybe this is the most difficult one compared to the others, but again you need to learn as well. Okay, I would like to do revolve. Okay, revolve method, where the revolve here is how you, okay, imagine the technique of creating a flower pot or flower vase. When the maker use the rotating table, they will rotate, they will put the clay on the rotating table, and then they start to shape it, generate the 3D model, okay, and then will become the flower pot. Okay, let's the technique is the same for revolve here. Okay, let's say I want to make some revolve shape on the top surface. Okay, okay, maybe the position here I would like to make a new plane. For example, this one, I create a new plane here. I just pointing the front plane here, and then I go to this part plane here. Okay, I go a little bit back here. Maybe the translation is 100 to the back. Sorry, the direction should be here. Sorry, negative 100. Let's say I put negative 100. Okay, I want to have some shape from the center to the back 100. Okay, you can see here I create another plane here. Actually, this is DTM1 or datum 1. Okay, and then I click datum number 1, and I click here revolve. So I go to the sketch view here. Okay, again I like to change this one from shading to no hidden. Okay, the first thing you need to do before you start make some shape in revolve, you need to establish the center line here. The center line is the axis of the rotation where the shape will rotate. Okay, for example, this one. Okay, I put here exactly at the center. Okay, then I release it using the middle scroll button. Okay, let's say I put, okay, for the revolve, you need to imagine this thing to be cut, or we call it cross section. Let's say I put some height here. Okay, I need to put some reference. This is the line that I need to put reference. Okay, let's say I put the here is how much? Maybe 100 as well. Okay, and then I have some this. Actually, you can do whatever shape that you like. Okay, I need to have another shape here. Maybe this thing is 80. And then I like to make some funny shape here. For example, spline. You can see here, this is like having this kind of shape. And then I click OK. You can see here, this thing is having generate like this, for example. Okay, it's like having handle or knob on the top of the cube here. Okay, actually this one is rotating 360. So let's say I change it to 180, then this thing becoming half. Okay, 90 become quarter, and of course this thing if 360, then will become like this. And I click OK. Then you can have this thing like this, right? So you can see here, this thing is pretty fun. Okay, if you practice a lot, then you can have lots of things that you can be done. Okay, I would like to, before I conclude the recorded lecture things here, I would like to show you some more features. For example, round. Okay, round is to make from the edge is round. For example, let's say here we have the sharp edge like this. Okay, maybe you want to make this looks beautiful, you just put some round here. Actually, this is the radius value. Then maybe make it maybe 30. Okay, and then you can have multiple of round here. Okay. So this is the use of round tool. Okay, next I show you another things that you can do is chamfer, which is a flat. Okay, create an edge chamfer feature using edge chain and surface reference. For example, this one, this is like having like this, the flat surface, a slanted flat surface like this. Okay. So then you click OK. So this thing is becoming like this, but again, your triangle features somehow here is having a little bit extrude out, but it doesn't matter, it looks nice. Right, so that's all for the first week lecture. For those who just missed the class on lecture on Wednesday, basically this is the thing that I teach in the lecture on Thursday as well. So you can start with do your assignment number 2. You can attempt your assignment number 2 by now. Okay, so like I would like to show you some of the things that, say if you want to save the file, you just create save from open model. Then you can see here this thing is being fall down the 2009 20 Creo tutorial, and then I click OK. Okay, let's say I close this thing and I want to open it back. You can just find the parts here is here, open the part here, and you just try auto open back. Okay, let's say I want to close it. Okay, and just close, and here is the where I do now. Okay, I would like to show here, you can just double click your file and then open it, but I more prefer that you open the Creo Parametric apps or the software first, and then you open from there, instead of that just double click it and open from directly from the file like this. But here I would like to share with you, okay, certain important notes. Okay, you can see here that is the part file here .prt. Okay, the file is in terms of part file .prt, and this is another file here pro _trl text. This is the trail. The trail is like the path, or the what we call in Malay like jejak. Once you do the first save, okay, one time you do the first, and there will be create a new trail, and if you save several times, and you will create more trail. So let's say if you want to copy your file to the other folder, maybe you want to change your PC, go to your friend's PC when you want to do the group project, make sure that you need to copy everything and copy to the other folders. You cannot just copy only one types of file, because you cannot open the file differently if you just open the you just copy only the part file without the trail file, because this is their path. Okay, so definitely they will have some error message. It says that the parts cannot be generated, so make sure that you need to copy everything here, and then you can move to the other computer. Okay, one more things about using the student edition, which is free. Okay, the one that I recommend you if you want to do at your own laptop. Okay, you only can open the student version file only. You can open from our computer lab, which is that one is full educational version. So let's say you do works on your computer labs from our computer lab, and then you want to continue at your own laptop, definitely you can open the file, because from a full educational version to the school edition, it cannot be open, because the school additional version is what we call the version is not complete, okay, or it's not a full version, so you cannot open from full version to non-full version. But from the school edition, you can open to our computer lab, and then will convert back to the full version. So again, the thing is, I would like to tell you from the beginning that if you want to do the works here, please decide whether you want to do at a fully computer lab or fully at your own laptop. Okay, so make sure, I mean the full student edition, so that we can avoid the hanky-panky things lah. Okay. Alright, so that's all for the lecture for the first week. You can again refer to the lecture notes here, but I think the most important thing is to have the recorded video, so that those who miss the class during the public holiday, you can refer to this note, and please attempt your assignment number 2. Assignment number 1, I already extend the submission date a bit. Okay, you can see here I already put the assignment number 1 submission here. Please submit to according to your section. And assignment number 2, I'm considered to give a little bit late for submit. Okay, maybe this one I plan to the submission date supposed to be on the 3rd. Suppose the submission will be on 26. Maybe I will do on 3rd, or maybe I consider to give you another week until 4th October 2020. Right, so those who are with me, you can text me via Telegram, and those who with the lecturers, you can contact your respective lecturer, okay, regarding to your submission or maybe other things. Okay, so with that, thank you very much. Thanks for having my lecture. Okay, please try your own attempt to do the assignment number 2, and good luck. Thank you very much.